Well, to ZKast, everyone. I'm Zeus Kerravala from ZK Research, and I'm here in New York at the New York Stock Exchange with RingCentral. We just finished Investor Day. I'm with Makagon, the President and COO, and I'm excited to talk to you about the event and all the innovation you have going on.
Excited to be here. Thank you.
Yeah, and so just initial thoughts from the event. What did you think of it today?
I think it was great. There was a lot of energy. We showcased our new products, the family of Air, Ava, and Ace, and we'll talk about that with Zeus just in a moment. Looking forward to an AI-led future.
Yeah, well, obviously AI was a big topic of discussion, and just for some background, the fundamental premise of my research has always been that share shifts happen when markets transition, right? And I think RingCentral was early out of the gates with the cloud. You caught that transition. AI's coming, right? And so, as President and COO, when you think about the impact AI is going to have, what are your thoughts around that, and how do you position Ring, to really catch that wave like you did with cloud?
Yeah, well, so with cloud, RingCentral pioneered the cloud for PBXs, and we are the leader today in the market. And our strength is in voice. We've got tens of billions of minutes that we process per year of voice, and 500 plus customers that are running on RingCentral. And our primary modality is voice. And today we've announced that we're embarking from that strength in voice on what we call Agentic Voice AI with RingCentral, which is really rooted in our strengths of strengths in core competency of secure, reliable, global voice platform, which is also multimodal. And going from there, we're looking at a whole array of AI products that we've announced today. Some of them are kind of next generation products, releases 2.0, etc. And together we call it RingCentral 3.0. And we'll talk about these products. One is we define conversation in terms of three phases, and RingCentral carries lots of conversations, voice-led, but also multimodal on our platform, pre, during, and post. For pre, we have a product called Air, which is an AI receptionist, which actually fields your phone calls to a business of any size. It's the first in line, and the reason that RingCentral is so well positioned to be in that, to capture that wallet share is because we're truly first in line. We're the ones getting the phone call. We're the ones that are first in line of communication, and then everything else, all other applications are downstream. So the context, the richest form of interaction, which is voice, the most ubiquitous, we're the first in line. And then the next phase of that interaction we call during, is where we have our family of products called Ava, AI virtual assistants, which assist you in a conversation. And then post the conversation is a family of products called Ace, which are AI experts, which essentially coach, analyze, and provide intelligence across the entire journey. And it's a virtuous circle.
Yeah, and what I like about that is you're thinking about the life cycle of the phone call. I think, historically, we've done the call itself pretty good, right? I mean, you're adding a lot of extra features to it, but very few companies have actually thought about pre and post, right? It's just the call was focused on. Now, one of the things that Vlad Shmunis, your CEO, said was he talked about AI driving a voice renaissance. And you touched on some of that in just the description you gave me, but why does AI drive more voice?
Because our most natural form of interaction is voice. This is how we want to communicate most natural. That's what you and I are doing right now. So
I guess if we did a text podcast,
that'd be less interesting. Exactly, would carry less emotion, probably carry a lot of emojis with it, something like that. In real life, we converse, and in conversing, that has so much data behind it. whether it's sentiment, whether it's intonation, pausing, pacing. I can go on. So the richness behind that is what we are capturing and in the best position to capture. And that is the renaissance, because previously voice sort of was, at best it was transcribed. Now the renaissance behind that is that you can actually uncover all of that in real time. You can listen, you can react, and even virtual assistants or our AIRs, our virtual receptionists, it can understand intonation. And so this renaissance is now voice in many in scenarios, humans to humans, humans to AI, AI to AI, and the intelligence behind it. It's sort of, you're now mining that voice data, which you couldn't do before, didn't do before.
I've heard companies refer to it as dark data.
Yeah.
Right. You really had no visibility.
That's a great way of describing it. Yeah.
Yeah. Now this transition to AI and kind of growth of voice hasn't gone unnoticed by your competitors, right? Everybody's got a good AI story today, and so. From a product perspective, what are the keys to winning in the AI era? How do you differentiate yourself in this overly noisy landscape?
One of the things that RingCentral prided ourselves always on is the simplicity with which you can deploy our products, with which you can buy our products, with which you can manage our products, and the accuracy and reliability. Those are the things that are fundamental for RingCentral, and those are the things that we carry into our AI, and I believe our customers are recognizing it. AIR has had extremely rapid adoption among our customers, going from nothing to almost 6,000 customers now. We had some customers today on the panels, basically, I would say, raving about it. And it's a young product. I mean, it's a product that's not even a year old. Its strength is in its simplicity, in the fact that, a receptionist can set up its own DUB, its own AI receptionist to help it in peak hours, for example. That, I think, today being sold together or separately, but again, mostly together today with our core product for a business of any size is absolutely unique in the market. You've got like lots of receptionists out there, but nothing like RingCentral that contains that simplicity and fit to purpose, and the accuracy and reliability.
Yeah, and one of the things that you did talk about here too was the integration of community WFM, and obviously WFM's not a new market, right? We've had a lot of vendors for a lot of years. In fact, you've partnered in that area historically. So the question is, why do you acquire and why now? Why is it important to own that today versus partnering like you have in the past?
As our RingCX, our contact center product matures, we listen to our customers. And our customers tell us, we want to buy one solution from you, a package that has everything. And so that's what led us to an acquisition of Community FM, and that's what led us to packaging that makes it, again, simple for our customers to buy it all in one, have unified reporting, analytics, and workforce management that can span a number of cross-departmental functions in an organization.
Yeah, and actually the customer panel you had was interesting because you had a couple of traditional buyers, but also a CIO. And historically, this industry did not sell to CIOs, right? And so I know you talk to a lot of customers, and so talk about just the interactions you've had with your customers and how you've seen the buyers of RingCentral change over the last few years, and why that is really an important step for this industry as it matures.
Yeah, great question. It's super important. So the buyer has evolved from being sort of an IT buyer that is looking to buy a communication system to enable phones or agents in seats, butts in seats.
I wouldn't even call it IT. I just call it telecom. Right?
Telecom, yeah. Well, lift it a little higher. Yeah, okay. And what we're seeing today is the buyer is elevated to somebody who can make business decisions, where this technology can enable better business decisions, better business insights, better overall organizational efficiency, which everybody is looking for today, and better overall sort of containment of conversations, understanding, mining, like we said, dark going dark,
Lighten up the dark
lighting
forest.
up, yeah, lighting up the dark matter. So we're seeing actually chief transformation officers now participate in buy decisions for our solutions, because we're helping organizations transform. It's beyond enabling dial tones or transfers or routing. This is now on to enable a workforce to work faster and smarter and with less.
Yeah, so as this transition happens, that means you got to change your go-to-market some, because I think historically, when I've been to RingCentral events in the past, you show that the on-prem market is this big, we can do it cheaper, better, faster, and there was a great value prop of that, because you could do it cheaper, better, faster, right? But these new buyers are talking about, they care less about that and more about your ability to transform the business, and so now you got to start thinking about business outcomes, right? And so as you put that together, what are some of the, I guess, low-hanging fruit business outcomes that RingCentral can address right now?
So the best way to address these outcomes is to give our customers a solution where they can see it for themselves. And you've heard today several customers talk about ACE, AI Expert, that basically helps them analyze all these data points, collect the data behind conversations, and use that to drive better coaching, better training, better insights into what works for business, what doesn't work for business, understanding what their customers are saying, and putting it all together. For us, what they're telling us is they're actually giving us outcomes of business efficiency, such as we were able to increase our revenue by such and such and such, because we understood these patterns from the phone calls that are taking place, which they didn't understand before, didn't have time, couldn't mine, couldn't put it all together.
Now you mentioned RingCentral 3.0, and that was a key theme here at the investor event. And you touched on some of the new products, but just to make sure everybody fully understands what was announced today, can you just give a quick recap of all the new products and what they do?
Yeah, of course. So we announced 5 things in the last 2 days. We announced number 1, AI Receptionist, with additional features such as now lead capture, contextual transfer, more languages, and enhanced appointment setting. We announced AVA, which is an early availability, control availability. It's our next generation, think of it, co-pilot, AVA being AI virtual assistant, which helps you answer routine questions actually within the app. So it helps you as a user learn our own app better. It's got a prompt-like interface, and it also is now, we're actually wrapping a whole family of our AI assists packages, previously known in contact center as by the names of AI Assist, Supervisor Assist, essentially to this AVA family. Next is we renamed RingSense, our formerly known RingSense, into now called ACE, AI Conversational Expert, AI Conversation Expert.
Yeah.
And that is really what enables coaching of any kind of person, agent, or for sales, agent for customer support, agent in informal contact center, to be trained better with assistance of analyzing what they say, helping their managers have insights into that, and then having dashboards into all of these conversations for business. This is where the best part of ACE is these business outcomes. And then we also announced RingWEM, which is now Workforce Engagement Management module. That includes the acquisition of Community FM and a number of QA quality modules, CSAT, etc. And then the last thing that we announced is we now have what we call Customer Experience Bundle. And Customer Experience Bundle is really targeted for informal contact centers. It's got advanced queue management and SMS management in situations where you don't need a formal contact center, but you've got inbound, outbound type of customer traffic.
All right, well, that was a big launch today.
It was a big.
And so going into next year, what's on the near-term roadmap, as much as you can share without violating NDAs? I don't want you to get in trouble.
Well, we're innovating rapidly. We just announced 5 products today.
I know. There's so much stuff coming out, right?
We've never announced that many products in a course of, or that much innovation really in such a course period of time. Expect all of these products to come up sort of with next releases, next generations. We'll continue to innovate. We'll continue to harden and provide a lot more richness to each one of these products. And there's something else that's being cooked and baked, but I'll leave that for the next one.
Okay, I can't wait to see that. Okay, so checking the time here. I know we got to wrap up soon. I know there's a lot of buyers out there that want AI, but they're very confused as to where to start, right? And so you've obviously talked to a lot of customers, some successful, some not, with their pilots. What's some advice you can give them? How do companies think through this big quagmire of AI things?
The best thing to think about this quagmire of AI is, what problem can we help you solve? Find a specific problem. So with AIR, perfect example, you don't have enough receptionists and not enough front office workers to take your phone calls. Phone calls translate for inbound from customers, inquiries translate to revenue. So solve that problem. Every business has that problem.
Yeah.
So segment it and take it a step at a time, and we'll help you along the way.
But I think the key here is you got to get started.
You got to get started.
I think a lot of companies, they're dotting every I and crossing every T, and they're almost analysis paralysis, as that expression used to be, where they overthink it to the point where they don't get going. Yeah. And I think in AI, you just got to get going and try it.
You got to try it.
Yeah. So, all right. Anything else you want to add?
Thank you.
No, it was a great investor day. We'll see what the future brings. We're going into 2026, and I don't know if 2026 will be the year of mass AI adoption, but we're certainly going to see a lot of pilots turn into production. What excites me about what you did, use the term co-pilot. It's actually becoming more co-worker, where it's completing tasks on our behalf, and so that's going to allow us all to be, an order of magnitude more productive, perhaps.
You're right on.
Yeah. So, on behalf of Kira Makagon from RingCentral, I'm Zeus Kerravala from ZKast. Thanks for watching. Give us a like and also hit that subscribe button. I'll see you next time on the next episode of ZKast.